The Widow and Her Daughters, a Scottish fable. There was formerly a poor widow, and she had 3 daughters, and all she had to feed them was a kale yard. There was a great grey horse who was coming every day to the yard to eat the kale. Said the eldest of the daughters to her mother, "I will go to the yard today, and I will take the spinning wheel with me, and I will keep the horse out of the kale." "Do," said her mother. She went out. The horse came, she took the distaff from the wheel, and she struck him. The distaff stuck to the horse, and her hand stuck to the distaff. Away went the horse until they reached a green hill, and he called out, "Open, open, O green hill, and let in the king's son. Open, open, O green hill, and let in the widow's daughter." The hill opened, and they went in. He warmed water for her feet, and made a soft bed for her limbs, and she lay down that night. Early on the morrow when he rose, he was going to hunt. He gave her the keys of the whole house, and he said to her that she might open every chamber inside but one. By all she ever saw, not to open that one. That she should have his dinner ready when he should come back, and that if she would be a good woman, he would marry her. When he went away, she began to open the chambers. Every one, as she opened it, was getting finer and finer until she came to the one that was forbidden. It seemed to her what might be in it that she might not open it too. She opened it, and it was full of dead, gentle women, and she went down to the knee in blood. Then she came out, and she was cleansing her foot, and though she was cleaning it, still she could not take a bit of the blood off it. A tiny cat came where she was, and she said to her, if she would give a little drop of milk, then she would clean her foot as well as it was before. "Thou ugly beast, be off before thee. Dost thou suppose that I won't clean them better than thou? Yes, yes, take thine own away. Thou wilt see what will happen to thee when himself comes home." He came home, and she set the dinner on the board, and they sat down at it. Before they ate a bit, he said to her, "Wert thou a good woman today? Let me see thy foot, and I will tell thee whether thou wert or not." She let him see the one that was clean. "Let me see the other one," he said. When he saw the blood, "Oh-ho," said he. He rose and took the axe and took her head off, and he threw her into the chamber with the other dead people. He laid down that night, and early on the morrow he went to the widow's yard again. Said the second one of the widow's daughters to her mother, "I will go out today, and I will keep the grey horse out of the yard." She went out sewing. She struck the thing she was sewing on the horse. The cloth stuck to the horse, and her hand stuck to the cloth. They reached the hill. He called as usual to the hill. The hill opened, and they went in. He warmed water for her feet, and made a soft bed for her limbs, and they lay down that night. Early in the morning he was going to hunt, and he said to her that she should open every chamber inside but one, and by all she ever saw, not to open that one. She opened every chamber till she came to the little one, and because she thought what might be in that one more than the rest, that she might not open it, she opened it, and it was full of dead gentlewomen, and her own sister amongst them. She went down to the knee in blood. She came out, and as she was cleaning herself, the little cat came around and said, "If thou wilt give me a tiny drop of milk, I will clean thy foot as well as it ever was." "Thou ugly beast, begone. Dost thou think that I will not clean it myself better than thou? Thou wilt see," said the cat, "what will happen to thee when himself comes home." When he came, she set down the dinner, and they sat at it. Said he, "Wert thou a good woman today?" "I was," said she. "Let me see thy foot, and I will tell thee whether thou wert or wert not." She let him see the foot that was clean. "Let me see the other one," said he. She let him see it. "Oh-ho," said he, and he took the axe and took her head off. He lay down that night. Early on the morrow said the youngest sister to the mother, as she wove a stocking, "I will go out with my stocking today, and I will watch the grey horse. I will see what happened to my 2 sisters, and I will return to tell you." "Do," said her mother, "and see thou dost not stay away." She went out, and the horse came. She struck the stocking on the horse. The stocking stuck to the horse, and the hand stuck to the stocking. They went away, and they reached the green hill. He called out as usual, and they got in. He warmed water for her feet and made a soft bed for her limbs, and they lay down that night. On the morrow he was going to hunt, and he said to her, if she would behave herself as a good woman till he returned, they would be married in a few days. He gave her the keys, and he said to her that she might open every chamber that was within but the little one, but see that she should not open that one. She opened every one, and when she came to this one, because she thought what might be in it she might not open more than the rest, she opened it, and saw her 2 sisters there, dead, and went down to 2 knees in blood. She came out and was cleaning her feet, and could not take a bit of the blood off them. The tiny cat came where she was, and said to her, give me a tiny drop of milk, and I will clean thy feet. I will give it, thou creature, I will give thee thy desire of milk, if thou wilt clean my feet. The cat licked her feet as well as they were before. Then the king came home, and they set down his dinner, and they sat at it. Before they ate a bit, he said to her, wert thou a good woman today? I was middling, said she. I have no boasting to make of myself. Let me see thy feet, said he. She let him see her feet. Thou wert a good woman, said he, and if thou holdest on thus till the end of a few days, thyself and I will be married. On the morrow he went away to hunt. When he went away, the little cat came where she was. Now I will tell thee in what way wilt be quickest married to him. There are a lot of old chests within. Thou shalt take out 3 of them, thou shalt clean them. Thou shalt say to him next night that he must leave these 3 chests, one about of them, in thy mother's house, as they are of no use here, that there are plenty here without them. Thou shalt say to him that he must not open any of them on the road, or else if he opens, that thou wilt leave him, that thou wilt go up into a treetop, and that thou wilt be looking, and that if he opens any of them, that thou wilt see. Then, when he goes hunting, thou shalt open the chamber, thou shalt bring out thy 2 sisters, thou shalt draw on them the magic club, and they will be as lively and whole as they were before. Thou shalt clean them, and thou shalt put 1 in each chest of them, and thou shalt go thyself into the 3rd one. Thou shalt put of silver and gold as much in the chest as will keep thy mother and thy sisters right for their lives. When he leaves the chest in thy mother's house, and when he returns, he will fly into a wild rage. He will then go to thy mother's house in his fury, and will break in the door. Be thou behind the door, and take off his head with the bar. And then he will be a king's son, as precious as he was before, and he will marry thee. Say to thy sisters, if he attempts the chest to open them by the way, to call out, I see thee, and that he will think that thou wilt be calling out in the tree. When he came home, he went away with the chest, one after one, till he left them in her mother's house. When he came to a glen where he thought she in the tree could not see him, he began to let the chest down to see what was in it. She that was in the chest called out, I see thee, I see thee. Good luck be on thy pretty little head, said he, if thou cannot see a long way. This was the way with him each journey, till he left the chest altogether in her mother's house. When he returned home on the last journey, and saw that she was not before him, he flew in a wild rage, went back to the widow's house, and when he reached the door, drove it in before him. She was standing behind the door, and she took his head off with the bar. Then he grew a king's son, as precious as ever came. Then he was within, and they were in a great gladness. She and him were married, and they left with her mother and sisters of gold and silver, as much as left them well for life.